And
Okay.
we're Carmen and David Abdo coming from New Smyrna Beach, Florida.
Yes.
And so let me bring up the share and let's start that. That would be here.
So we have some news to go over with you. You haven't seen this yet, but corporate sends us an email of what's up and coming a few days before you guys get it. So on the bottom of that email, it says, don't share it. Wait till they get it. But you know what? David and Carmen, we can't do that because we're not going to leave you guys hanging
We're
because
just like real
we
networkers.
know this team
Can't keep a
this
secret.
team wants to get going, and you know what? You guys are ahead of the game because the rest of LifeWave is getting it tomorrow in an email, but you guys are already going to know about it. So this is one of the promotions that begins tomorrow, and it goes till the end of the month. Okay. So when you order the system, the Cellergize Morning and the X39 together, you're going to get a free Cellergize Evening. Now, how to order this, you have to go to promotions in your back
In your
office,
shop.
in your
Yep.
shop, and that's where you will see it. If you try to order it just in the shop by itself, you will not get
The free.
this free Cellargize evening. Okay, so make sure that if you are going to participate in this, that you go to the promotions in your shop, pick it there. There's a limit of five. Sorry, that's all they're allowing us to get. I know some people are going to want to stock up on this, but that is what they're allowing us to have. And you cannot order it on your monthly subscription.
Correct.
It has to be a separate order in your shop. Okay. So if, for instance, if your monthly subscription is coming up this week, and these are the products that you want to try or that you're using anyways, then I would suggest that you go into your shop, you place this order, and then you go into your monthly
Right.
subscription and you move it out till next month because this order will take care of your order for the month if you use these products, if you want to try it. So that would be, and if you haven't tried the Cellergize yet, this would be a great time for you to try it because you are getting a product that is for free, the
So
evening one.
it starts Monday and it ends on August 30th.
Mhm.
And this is for the USA.
Yes, USA only for this promotion.
There's another one we're going to show you because our team is around the world.
Yes.
So this is the next one. And this is for Canada, Mexico, South Africa, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. And
Mhm.
so when you buy that performance bundle, which is a 39 and 49, they're giving those people a free ice wave. So that's their promotion, same time period.
Mhm.
And so if you've got team that's in those areas, that's the promotion that they're going to get between the 17th of August and the 30th of
And
August.
also, just to make it clear, this is not part of the enrollment kits. Okay. So if you have somebody that wants to try those products that you're seeing on the screen, they have to enroll as a brand partner first, and then they can go into their shop under promotions and take advantage of the promotion. Okay. So very important because people get confused about that.
Now, this announcement came out from Steve on Saturday in the training. We also got an email from corporate regarding this. And you know how they were cutting people out of the tree that failed to renew timely? David Schmidt said he's done with that. He doesn't want anybody to ever be cut out of his business again. And that those people that were cut out, they can contact compliance, find out what they need to do, and they can get their old position back. So let's just say that they had an excellent position and they weren't building yet, but they didn't intend to build right now, and they overlooked their email and lost their position. They can get their position back and
Mhm.
just pay the annual renewal. And now anybody that does not, from this point on, doesn't notice their annual renewal or doesn't pay the annual renewal, their position is going to stay. It'll be
Mhm.
an inactive position until they do pay their renewal fee, and then they can get back into doing their business. I think that is amazing. Carmen and I, our numbers dropped by about 1,000 people globally, and we're excited that we might be able to get some of those people back and honor them where they were when they
So
originally.
I would suggest that if if you have people on your team, because I know we have different groups on this call, if you have people on your team that got cut out of the tree because they did not renew, please contact them and let them know that this is what's going on and give them the opportunity. Remember, if they were cut out of the tree, that means that they never got emails from corporate. They don't know about the water system. They don't know about anything that's happening in LifeWave. So it's up to you for you to contact them and update them, because you never know. They might want to renew their account and start again. And their points aren't saved because their account went dormant. But the moment that they pay their renewal and start ordering product, their points will start accumulating again. So it's a great thing. We're very happy about this, that David Smith decided to do this. It was the right thing to do. We've written many emails concerning this. And when I got this email, I was so happy to see that he is acting appropriately. All of the leaders have been asking him to do this, and he delivered. So very excited about that. So you will see that email if you haven't seen it yet. So make sure if you have questions about it, just reach out to us later. Okay, so another thing that we want to talk about. We are so excited. You spelled her. It's with a J, but it's okay.
Oh,
sorry, Sarah, if you're on the call. Anyways, we have some rank advancements that we want to acknowledge. Okay, this has just been in the last 2 weeks. We have Jing Lu, which she goes by Sarah. Very excited to have her on our team. She went 1-star manager. So I did post her on the WhatsApp. If you haven't seen her, make sure that you congratulate these people, because they have been working. They have been doing it diligently. They've been following the system. And little by little, this whole team is going to just keep going up and up and up. And that's our dream, because you know what? David and I, you guys don't know, but we lay in bed at night. We talk all the time about you guys, and we're saying, okay, who can we help now? Who wants to advance?
Every single morning, Carmen to see who's close, who can we help?
Yes, because
whether they're close to us or not, they can be way down the line.
I try. I might miss some people, but I really try my hardest to reach as many of you as I can. Because you know what? It's not necessarily about the rank. It's about the commitment that it takes to get this off the ground. This is like a train that we're trying to push, right? We're trying to push it on the tracks. And the truth is that at the beginning, it's hard to push it. But once you start to get traction, you start to understand the comp plan. You start to see, oh, that's what they meant. Oh, that's what I got to do. So that's why we're having these calls, these Zooms every week, because we feel it's important that you guys are up to date on everything that's happening with LifeWave. Things are changing fast, and they're going to continue to change the next few months up to the convention.
Better
and better. And you guys just need to hold on tight, because this is something what's going to happen with this company, and you guys are so fortunate to already be in, right?
We're fortunate that we are very close to those people that are making the changes.
Yes.
Because they don't actually open their mouth and say anything to us.
Well, sometimes they
no, they don't. But they do tell us, get moving here, start this, make sure you're moving forward, because this is coming. And once it hits, your business is going to be making more money than you have been. So make sure you build. And personally, I got this business figured out. That comp plan looks like one of those 3 or 5 tier chess sets to me when I try to read it. I'm sorry, but I do have it figured out. And it's like this: find somebody new, enroll them, help them advance. That's the comp plan. Every time you find somebody new, you get paid. And every time you help them advance, you get paid, and they get paid. And so the whole point is, how many can you find and help advance? And that's this comp plan. And so if you can do that, you got this thing whole figured out right there.
And you don't need to worry about, okay, how am I going to do that? You don't worry about that. We're going to guide you every step of the way. We're trying to do that to show you, look, this is where you need to work. This is what you got to do. This is where you need the points. This is where we got to go forward, and it's step by step. Now, if you don't listen to us or you don't want to follow that, that's okay. You can do your own thing, but we are going to follow the this is it system because that is what's working.
It's proven.
And that is what has worked for us. And we want to encourage you to do the same. So, Sarah, congratulations on
Yes,
one-star
Sarah.
manager.
Sorry about misspelling your name.
Yes, but you know what? You're going forward. Your next level is two-star manager. Then we have Lemuel Miller. Lemuel is, I'm so excited that you are on our team because I know that you are going to be doing some great things with this business and helping lots and lots of people that really need it, that need your guidance, that need your stimulation, your inspiration, not only in the business world, but also in the spiritual world and also in their health. So I acknowledge you tonight as a three-star manager. Lemuel's been with us for a few years and he just decided that he was going to build this business and he is doing it and very close to going one-star director. So that'll definitely be your next step. You're very close to that already. But tonight we celebrate you for going three-star manager. So kudos to you because at this level, the three-star manager, you start to earn the binary bonus that you could not get until you reach three-star manager. So we want everybody on the team that wants to build this business, we have to get you to three-star manager minimum. Then we begin, but we have to get you to three-star manager so that you can start earning your commissions in your binary bonus. And that's the bonus that goes up to $25,000 a week, right? So it is a big part of the comp plan. So I want everybody to be eligible to get it. Then we have TN1. And I hope that you're on this call because I have enjoyed working with you. She just hit three-star manager last night. Mm-hmm. We did a meeting at our home in New Smyrna, and her husband, Chris, we had a chance to meet him. They came and she hit it just last night. So you know what? You
were in the kitchen.
She had a plan.
And you go, oh my gosh.
That's right. Yeah. I was in the kitchen and I looked and she had hit it. And the thing is that, she had a desire, she had a goal. We knew what we needed. We knew what she needed to do. And we took advantage of, what was available to her with these promotions. And so very excited for her because her business now has gone out of state. She's put people in other states. And it is just the beginning, So this is so exciting for David and I to see you guys advance every single step. So thank you, Tian, for, listening to our guidance and doing it because you are going to be a one-star director very soon, I know, and you will be able to help others get to that level. That is the key here, guys. It's not just you getting to this level. It's who are you going to bring with you to follow in your steps. That's the important part. And then we have Manuel.
They don't have it right on this screen because it says one-star director, but really we see you as a one-star presidential.
Yes.
So that man has been in for a couple months, and we saved these last two because they're really working this business. These last two, Tien and Manuel, are both working like if they really want it. And it's producing for them, which is the amazing thing.
Right.
So the comp plan, as it is right now, we've heard rumors that by convention it's going to get even better.
So I want everybody to get to this director level. Okay, that should be your goal between now and October. Do whatever you have to do. If you've been in for a while, it doesn't matter. Start again. Okay, if you brand new, you can do it. We're going to help you every step of the way, but you want to get to the director level. Very important that you do that because you're going to be very happy with the benefits coming for that. Okay. So Manuel came to the convention, and on Saturday night, was that? No, Sunday, he met with us at the hotel and we did a plan as to what was needed. What did he need to do to get to director? And we figured it out to the last point, and what he needed get to the VIP experience, because that was one of his goals, was to be able to win the VIP experience and go to California and get to be in a room with David Schmidt and do the Disneyland experience and get the $500 credit, money back and all of this stuff.
Currently, we're expecting 8 to 10,000 people at the convention.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, there's only about 50 people on that VIP experience.
So there's more now for tonight. Oh yeah, because tonight was the last night. But anyways, the fact of the matter is that he worked very hard. And tonight, I acknowledge you. Kudos to you for doing this. Because, last Sunday, we looked at it and you said, I don't know, Carmen. I said, you're going to do it. He said, okay, I'm going to do it. And he worked very hard this week, enrolled numerous people to get to that, to get his points to that level, and also to earn the points for the VIP experience. So very excited for you that you accomplished this. And now you have to help others on your team do the same thing, because now everything changes as you go on to the next levels.
So
very excited. Like you Thank you before, guys.
Yes.
Very happy for you.
Very proud of each and every one of you.
Absolutely.
And excited to be in business with you. Now remember, enroll somebody new and help them advance. That's what makes you advance. Mm-hmm. So this is something that came out at the convention, and we want you to take a screenshot of this and write these down. There is an entire website called writethepromise.org, and to explain exactly what this is. And there's even a little video that talks about it, and we're going to play that video in a moment. But when Steve and Gina went to Washington, and because there is a slant from the government kind of against network marketing for no reason at all. And one of the rules from 1938 says that this kind of business has to be honest and prove everything they say. And if they were misleading in any way, that it's illegal. There's nothing illegal about telling people what our compensation plan says, because that is our compensation plan. And so the government doesn't like that, because you tell people that they can make money, then not everybody can make money. So then they consider that lying. Or the point is that they need to make laws that regulate this industry fairly. Mm-hmm. And so we have a couple of a congressman and the senator that are going to write the law. We need about 50,000 letters. So the attorney wrote the body of the letter. So when you go to the second website, writethepromise.org/letter builder, it asks you to pick basically your background out of about a dozen different choices.
Like your career.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like if you're a single mom, or you're retired or whatever, basically your background. So once you get through that, then it allows you to write a little something about yourself, so that the first of the letter and the last of the letter are the important legal parts that have to be in it. And the center of the letter is what you actually say. When you're done, you either send it to the senator and the congressperson, the congressman only, or you also include those that are in the legislature in your zip code for your area.
Yeah, your state.
And I clicked that too, because there's 3 there that need to support this. And so the letter then is sent back to this website. They print them out, they fold them up, they put them in envelopes, they stamp the envelopes, and they mail them to those people. So you don't even have to pay for the stamp.
No.
But they're trying to get this done because it's a very unfair practice what they're doing with us, that we cannot even say how much money you can make at a certain level. You cannot even say that your product works because it's not a drug company. It's really pretty awkward. So the point is that this is here. I've got a little video to show you. Next slide.
I wanted to say, just to add, can you guys hear me? This is Tina.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
audio. They can't hear
No. Okay. Apparently you couldn't hear all that.
it. That's okay.
So,
You can just see
I
it from the
wanted to,
website.
I wanted to make a quick comment if I could. This is Tina. It's
Hi,
about this.
Tina.
Hi, how you doing? So I was on
Great.
the virtual and it was great. I mean, I watched the whole thing and it was wonderful. I felt like I was with you guys. But when they came to this point, I felt it was really important. So the next break they took, I went in and did it. And it was fairly easy to do online and to send it so that they could mail it. But what I also did was print it. So what I've been able to do is put my actual signature and rather than an electronic signature and mail those myself. Um, and I did it from I have a home in Tampa as well. So I did it from the Tampa constituency and the people over there as well as over here on the East Coast. And it was very easy and I felt good about being able to describe my own situation and how it could impact, you know, Congress and taxes. I said, the more people you have earning business, earning money, the more taxes get paid and the more our country and our neighborhoods are taken care of. And so I felt really good about doing it not only for us, but also for this whole business genre, basically, for the whole network marketing genre, because it is going to be important to make this happen. So I think people will find it very easy. And so, you know, I think they should do it.
Thank you so
thank you,
much.
Tina.
Thanks for sharing
It's
that.
only going to affect 12.5 million people that are doing this
Yes.
right now.
Not just LifeWave, it's
It's
for
not
the
not just
whole
this
industry.
team. It's for the
Exactly.
entire and the employees of those companies too.
So if you haven't seen this, can you guys see that? You see this magazine? That is the magazine that Steve and Gina were featured at. I don't know if you can see it. You can get this on Amazon. You can also get it on the This Is It Teen Shop. It is available. I understand the shop was open today, so you guys can go there. But it's important that you have this. Why? Because this is showing credibility. They're on this cover because they were asked to speak at that event. And so they got in front of very important people that got to hear about our industry. So when somebody says to you, is it a pyramid? You can show them this and say, look, this is what's happening. It's so important. This industry is growing so much that they're going to actually make laws that are going to help us. So very important that you have this and at least just to show it. Okay. So
onward to our presentation for the night. The art of promoting is the number one skill you need to learn in network marketing. And it's not about selling people something. It's not about knowing all the details about what you're trying to sell. That's for some other kind of industry. This industry is about promoting the people to move forward to a certain direction where they can get the information they need and they can get the success that they need. So when you're promoting people in a direction, I think about a large cruise ship with one gangway and a dock full of people, and you're yelling, board here, and you got to get the people to board on the gangway. Otherwise, they're never going to make it onto the cruise ship. And that's your job, is just to point and direct, point and direct, point and direct, person after person. And so we direct people to This Is It info if they want to know about the product. We don't take the time to tell them for a purpose. It's not that you don't know about the product or you don't want to talk about the product. It's that when you do talk about the product, then they go home thinking, oh my God, when am I going to have time to learn all this? I don't. And so I'm not a doctor. I don't understand stem cells. And so they walk away from you thinking they've got to go and study all this. But if you point to a website, at that point, you say to them, listen, the information I'm going to give you is right off of that website. I'll direct you there. And that way you can pick and choose what you want to get out of it instead of having me just give you what impressed me. And so when they're done with that, they go to thisisitteam.com, and team.com is where they learn how to build the business. And so they can learn it. There used to be people that would say, I don't talk to any of my team. And they ask me any questions that they haven't gone through thisisitteam.com and learned the answers before they ask me another question. I tell them to go back to thisisateam.com because that's where all the information is about
So
building.
regarding that, and I know Tian had asked me this question, and a number of you have also. When you go to thisisateam.com, a lot of the videos are not opening because they're rebuilding. Okay, but you can go to the action plan book, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes, because that has everything and it's brand new. They just rewrote the whole thing. For those of you that had it already, all you have to do is get the insert. You can keep your cover, but they made it like a ring binder so that you can just get the new insert.
And it's not that expensive.
And if you haven't gotten it, then I suggest, if you're serious about building this business, that you go and purchase one. Okay. Because anybody that you bring into this business should be reading that book. Okay. You should know it. You should know all the steps, the 10 steps to the system. You should, study each one. Go over it. If you do the school also covers it, so you can reiterate some of the stuff. But that is where your training is going to come from. Eventually, the This Is It team site will be up and running like it was before, but they are redoing it. So that's why you're seeing that the videos are not opening. Okay. So make sure you go over this. And now we're going to talk about the steps, because last time we did 1 through 5. So tonight we're covering 6 through 10. Very important.
So make sure that you have your own mind in this game correctly, that you're not the person with the answers. You're the person that directs people with questions to where they can find the answers.
Yes.
So
number 6, opportunity. Okay, so how are you going to share the opportunity? Well, we have 3-way calls that you can do with your upline, with your sponsor. Find somebody that is building this business in your line, okay, that can help you. If your sponsor is new and they don't know, or your sponsor is just somebody that is using the product but isn't building the business and now you want to build the business, reach out to somebody on this team that is in your upline. And if you don't know who they are, reach out to us and we will help you find somebody that can assist you, okay, with these 3-way calls. Why is it important to do the 3-way calls? Because it takes the pressure off of you. When you have somebody like us on the phone, we know how to direct the call. So if the person that is on there has questions, we know how to direct it. You are to listen, hear how we're doing it so that you can duplicate us, repeat us, right? That's how you're going to learn. So also on the calls, you're going to tell your friend, your prospect, hey, these people know a lot about the product and they know a lot about the business. I'm new and I don't know anything. That's all you have to say, and let us handle it to help you, because the goal is to get that person to be interested, right? Okay. The other thing is the Zooms. We already talked about that. You're going to send people to the Zooms. We have Zooms every single week. Spanish, we have Zooms every night now at 10 o'clock at night.
they never go to bed.
7 days a week, and 3 times during the week at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. English, Mondays 8 and 10, Wednesdays 8 o'clock,
Tuesdays at 3.
Tuesdays at 3. Some Wednesdays every other week they do a 6 a.m. for Australia and that part of the world, and also Friday 12 noon. And then we have our training.
Everybody needs to be on a Saturday.
You don't want to miss the training. 1 o'clock on Saturday. If you're working and you can't do it, okay, I understand that. But if you're not, you need to be on that. You need to be on that training. And if you need it in Spanish, 11 o'clock. Okay. So that is a must if you're serious about building the business. So also the one-on-ones. One-on-ones are like, you're going to meet somebody for coffee, or you're going to meet somebody for a tea, and you're going to sit there and talk to them about the opportunity. Don't say too much, because the goal is to, if you're new, you don't really know what to say. So direct them to a Zoom that might be happening that night or the next day, because if you tell them too much, there's no need for them to go to the Zoom. There's no need. You already told them everything about David Schmidt, about the product, blah, 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 blah. All of that, and they're still not in.
Your job is to make them curious to want to hear more.
Exactly. The home meetings, okay? The home meetings are essential. If you don't have a big house, if you just have a small house, it doesn't matter. Do it wherever you can. Do it in, do it in a coffee house, do it in a restaurant, do it wherever you can do it. It doesn't have to be at your home. I know some of you say to me, oh, but my house, I have to clean my house. Forget that. The people aren't looking at that. They're just coming there to find out a little bit about,
You're only inviting your close friends anyway who already
exactly.
know,
So,
probably been to your house and see what it's like before.
get the fear out, okay? And then of course the hotel meetings, if there's any going on in your area, you're going to direct people to that. And then you can go to the downloads on This Is It Team, and you can get the opportunity slides and start practicing. The same slides that we use on the Zooms, they're there, and you can just read the slide. That's all you got to do.
That's what Steve does. Steve reads the slide.
Add your personality to it. And you know what? Sit in front of the mirror and practice. That's it. And if you forget something and you forgot to say something on one of the slides, it's okay. They don't know any different. They're just learning about the technology from you. So just relax and have fun with it. That's what we do. And remember, you're a messenger pointing them in the right direction. You are not a salesman convincing them. This is a really important point, because a lot of people say, oh, I could never do this because I'm not a salesman. We don't want you to be a salesman. We just want you to share your experience as to what you're getting with this product, what you're getting with this community. Last night, B said something great. I hope you can share it tonight, B, if you're on the call, because it is about the community, because we are like a family, and we're all working this together so that everybody can win.
Some of our closest friends have come through this business.
Through this industry, exactly. So keep it simple, right? The KISS factor.
Well,
he forgot that. He forgot.
No, I didn't say the last S because I learned it's stupid.
Yes, but keep it simple.
It could have been Sally. It could have been Sue. It could have been something. I don't know.
Don't complicate things by adding more for them to do or to have to think about.
This is not about you developing your own system. This is about you following a pre-made system. It's already there. It's like buying a franchise of a company. They tell you where your store is going to be, what your hours are going to be, what the products are going to do. They tell you everything. That's what this is like, because we have somebody who's the most successful person in the entire company, in the history of the company, writing our plan. Exactly. There's been nobody better to do this. So you need to stay focused, stay consistent on a daily basis, and you get good at being good. Don't get good at being weird and trying this and trying that. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do something else. And we've got people that say, hey, there's a health fair and I need a bunch of product and I need some banners. And no, do you know how many we've done and not work? We've given away tons of patches and given up hours of our day, and we didn't even get anybody. Yeah. And we tried it plenty of places and it just doesn't work.
That's why it's not in the action plan book, because Steve tried it too and it doesn't work.
You know what else isn't in there?
Otherwise it'd be on that book.
Ads in the paper.
That doesn't work
either. You know what else isn't in there? Writing everything on Facebook and telling everybody about it. This has got to have a personal touch. And there's a book out there. If you've never read it, we highly recommend you read it. And it is called Business at the Speed of Trust. And that is what makes business work. Mm-hmm. When you trust that person, that's when you're willing to open up your wallet for them. And until that moment happens, and that doesn't happen unless there's something that clicks. We met somebody this morning and it clicked with us. And
total strangers.
Absolutely. And we ended up going to lunch together.
And he said, I really like you guys. Can we go to lunch? We said, sure. We stopped what we were doing and we met them for lunch. And very interesting couple. And
I had fun with them. That's what I cared about.
So he said to me, hey, by the way, what is that on your hand? See? And I said, it is our business. Well, what is it? And I said, well, it's our, stem cell activation patch. It's a patch that activates your stem cells, and it is amazing. And you should know about it.
He gave me his phone number and he goes, send me the information.
Yep.
I got to go. I got another meeting to attend.
Yep.
That's fine. But I
Never
didn't
know
have
what's
much
good.
to do because there was a
There was
connection.
already a connection.
And he
Exactly.
doesn't know my last name yet. He barely remembers our first names. The point is that when you feel connected, you're willing to do those kind of things. So
Absolutely.
I'm not telling you can't do it on the internet. There are people that get hundreds of people joining their
But you
business
still
from the
have to
internet,
connect with them. You
but they're
still
not
have to.
building the
Right.
business. They're just customers.
So tell them when you meet this new person or person that you already know, tell them you're going to follow up with them within 24 hours. After your initial phone call, after your initial meeting, tell them that you already are setting the standard as to what you're going to do. You're telling them what you're going to do, and you have to keep that commitment. Very important.
That last line prevents you from saying, do I call him today or do I call him tomorrow? Or are they expecting me to call? Or what do I tell them? I'm going to call you within the next 24 hours
Yep.
and see what you think about this. And so um, this is the revisit part of what we do. Number 7. And it's very important that you get your skill honed here. A knife that's dull will get you hurt. A knife that's sharp is easy to use. So ask positive, open-ended questions. This is sharpening your skill. Practice them. Look them up online. Ask ChatGPT if you have to. I don't really care. Google knows how to ask positive, open-ended questions. And because that's the kind of things you want. So you don't ask a question that says something like, so what do you think? Well, that's too broad. And you need to be more focused on what you ask, like, how are you using that X39? Well, I wake up every morning and I put it on, and the next morning I wake up and I take it off and I put another one on. Oh, you're wearing it 24 hours. You're not supposed to. I'm not. No, you're supposed to wear it 12 hours and take it off at night. Excuse me. Another, sorry, take over, please.
Okay. So, we asked them, what did you like best about it? This is if you've patched them, right? Or if they've looked at the info already. What impressed you the most? Asked, can you believe this technology? Isn't it amazing? And make sure you take notes of what they say because they're going to tell you what they thought about it. They're going to tell you what their needs are. They're giving you the answers of what they're looking for.
Correct.
All right. So very important that you get good at this because this is a skill. You have to practice this over and over again. Okay. And you must follow up with a product and business info. Like David was saying, if you gave them patches to try, you don't want them to leave the patches on. You tell them, 12 hours, you don't want them to peel it off and put it on again the next day. Very important that you give them specific instructions. And also, when you follow up with them, it shows them that you mean business. It shows them that this is not a hobby for you, that you are really, doing this to help them and to get the word out about this company and this opportunity. So it puts you in a different light. If you just go around giving patches to people and you never bother to follow up, well, guess what? Somebody else is going to come around and is going to talk to that person. And eventually that person's going to get involved in LifeWave. And you're going to see them at an event or at a meeting. And you're going to say, oh my God, that's the person that I tried, to reach, right? A year ago or 6 months ago. You don't want that to happen. You want to take control of the situation. You want to take control of your business and be responsible. Because if you spent $100,000 on a business, you are going to make sure that that $100,000 that you spent is going to be used appropriately. But because this business has such a low investment, people don't take it serious. They just think it's a hobby, and it's not. It's your way of living. This is your plan B. This is what's going to get you, to what you need, what's going to get your why to be a reality in your goals. But you have to work it like a serious business. And that's just something that I want to make sure everybody is clear on. Because we do take responsibility for our business. And when we meet somebody, they know that we're serious. Because I have my envelopes, I have my patches, and I give them information, or I give them a website, or I make sure I get their phone number. And when we get their phone number, immediately within that next hour or so after we've met them, they already have an info, from us so that it's fresh in their mind, right? Because if you wait till the next day, they might not even remember who you are. So be proactive on this. Very important.
I like to call them and ask them, so are you as excited about this now that you looked it over as I am? And what if they tell me I didn't get a chance to look it over? Well, good. Just tell me when you will, because I'll be calling you back either tomorrow or the next day. You take the time tonight because this is exciting and everything is moving and happening. And you don't know the answer you're going to get, but ask still that open-ended, very positive question. So get started uh, on X39. And so you've got to have them. Nothing changes in their life until that patch is on them. That patch is not on them until they buy it. A retail customer has 90 days to return it. A brand partner, sharing has paused. Why would it have been paused?
Can you guys hear us? Can somebody give us a thumbs up?
Yes.
You can hear us. Okay, great.
Okay, because my computer says that my sharing has been paused. So anyway,
You can get rid of that. Go back.
sorry guys.
Go back. We already went over that.
This
Yeah.
started at X39.
Yeah.
So the important thing is that they get on the product, and they can't get on the product until they enroll in order. They either enroll it as a customer or they enroll as a brand partner. And so that's where you're at with that. So nothing's going to move forward for them until you get that enrollment form in front of them. Now, what's most important that you keep in mind is that it's not about you enrolling, it's about them enrolling the way they can. Let them get in the best way they can get in and the best way they're comfortable getting in, because our company allows upgrades. Yes, the premium is the best deal. I understand that. It is by far the best deal out there for them. But if they can't swing it, they can't swing it. And our job is to make sure they get in and get started.
Right.
So
However they can get started.
it's
That's
not
the
about
important.
what's best for you. So
No,
we want to
it
make
is
sure
not. It is what's best for them. That's the most important thing.
that
And so we say every decade that they've lived, they need a minimum of 1 month. Well, if they come in on a core package with 3 sleeves, and this is just one person, right? They have 3, that's 3 months. But this is just somebody that's using it. But we really need them. If they're 50 years old, they're going to need 5 months. So you're going to have to put them on monthly subscription. And I know some of you struggle with this and you say, well, I don't want to burden them with, you're doing them a disservice if you don't put them on monthly subscription.
just as much as if you said, here's one patch, try it, and then we'll see if you like it.
Right.
There's no way one patch is going to do
And
anything.
there have been one patch wonders, but that's not the norm, right?
Normal.
So you have to treat your business as if it wasn't the norm. And the other thing too is that the convenience for them to not have to reorder, that it just comes delivered to their house. It's a big convenience. But then also the business requirement, if it's somebody that wants to build the business, they have certain business requirements. Well, the thing is that if you were starting a business, you would not want to have a business this month and not have any business next month, right? So if you got a customer to come to your business, you would want them to continue to come keep buying from you, from your store, from your business, use your services, whatever it is. Well, this is the same thing. And so when you guys don't put people on monthly subscription, they might not be around for you next month. Now, there are exceptions, and there's people that say, no, I don't want to commit to a monthly subscription because I want to make sure I have the funds. That's different. You can work with them that way, and you can help them get past that. And eventually, they'll get on monthly subscription because they'll see that how easy it is. But the other thing too is that people are afraid of the monthly subscription because they've been enrolled in something else that they can never get rid of, right?
Oh my God,
So
that
the book club. But
yeah.
so anyway, so you need to put them at ease and say, hey, look, it's this easy. There's a button in the middle that says stop monthly subscription. Whenever you stop it, you don't get it. If you want it back again, we just set it up again for you.
It's a
Not a
lot
big
easier
deal.
when you're enrolling somebody. All the
Yes,
information that monthly subscription needs
it's
is
already
in that
there.
enrollment form. But if you come back later to do it, you've got to enter their
Everything
name,
again.
their address, their
Yeah.
phone number, their email, their shipping address, their credit card address. It's a lot.
Yeah. So
Easiest to
anyway,
do
so
at one time.
don't get that fear out of your mind, and just look at it as you're doing them a service by putting them on monthly subscription. And say, you know what? If you're not comfortable with that, that's okay. We can continue. We can, skip this page, but you need to offer it because remember, they don't know. When they get to that section of the monthly subscription, they don't understand it. They don't know what it is. They don't know, are they getting charged that again plus the kit at the time? They don't know any of this. So you need to clarify it, make them be at ease. So when you talk to somebody, when you enroll them, they now are enrolled. At that moment, when you've enrolled them, you need to say, hey,
Right then.
who are the first two people that you would want to talk about this LifeWave opportunity with? Or the first two couples, or however you want to word it. But at
I
that
think you
moment,
need to do it right then when you're
yes.
asking.
You know
Because the
why?
faster you get them started, the less fear they have.
Exactly. And remember, they're excited at that moment because they just joined LifeWave. They're going to try the products and they're going to, possibly join your business. Well, also remember the business launch bonus begins the day that they enrolled that week and it goes for 9 weeks. So if you wait to help them get two people, well, then they're missing out on their 9 weeks. Then by the time you get them going, they might have already lost 3 or 4 weeks of the 9 that they could have been earning money from, starting from the get-go. So I encourage all of you, use this opportunity when the person's excited to say, hey, who else in your family could we bless with this? Do you have anybody that you can think of that would benefit from this, that we can call them, that we can call them tomorrow, or set up something. And what's the worst that could happen? That they say, no, I don't want to share it with anybody because I want to use it myself first before I tell one single soul. Okay, well, you gotta respect their wishes. But if you don't ask, they're never going to tell you.
And we got
Yes.
90 now human test studies that
Yes.
prove it works, and they want to
So
do their
also,
own test study.
yes, so their trust is in you. Remember that. And that is why they're enrolling with you. Because at some point or another during this process, whether it was that you met them or whether you knew them, something that you did, something that you said made them trust you to enroll with you. And that is huge. And you cannot take that lightly. You have got to really give people the respect for that because they could go and, order from anybody else, but they chose you. And so that's very important. And make certain that you stay working with them until they're ready to do it alone with their prospects. This is like a baby. It's like a baby. You birthing this baby and you're going to teach this baby everything. You're certainly not going to leave them alone and let them make mistakes and let them get frustrated and try and enroll somebody and now they're timed out and the person didn't get in and they've been working on it for 2 hours. Yeah, avoid all of that. If you're with them, if you're on the phone with them, or if you're doing it, then they don't have to go through all of that. And it makes the whole process much simpler. Number 9, counsel upline. Very important, very important.
Fortunately, you've got a very good upline because it starts at Steve and Gina, and they're the number one in the company.
Yep.
And then Matt and Kim Curtis, and they're right there with them the whole entire time. Then it's us. And I'm telling you, we are well connected to the proper information. And so we've given all of you our phone number. You're more than happy to contact us and
Absolutely.
discuss the situation with us. And we're happy not to just hear your complaints, because that's not what we're there for. We're not the complaint department. We are the people that are there to help you build your business. And so we will be directing you back to the action plan book and back to thisisit.team.com to review those things that are already there for you to. There are people that say that's on page 32 of the action plan. You need to go read it. Well, I'm not there yet, remembering everything page by
Well,
page.
now as all the pages have changed, so we got to get good at it too. But you know, this counseling upline is a big thing. Why? Because, like David said, we're gonna direct you right back to that plan of action book. And if you have new ideas, you know, I've had people say to me, okay, well, you know what? I wanna do an ad. I want to do a banner that flies through the sky or whatever and letting people know about LifeWave. Okay, is that in the action plan book?
No.
No, don't do it. Don't spend the 400 or $500 or whatever it is, because that can't be duplicated, because not everybody in your team can go and do that. And how do you know that you're going to get, that it's going to work? Yeah, people are going to see the name of LifeWave, but that doesn't mean it's going to be directed back to you,
We
right?
did a home meeting presentation for somebody that didn't follow the plan. They had roast beef and crab claws.
Yeah.
They spent a ton of money on
You
food.
can't do that because not
And
everybody in your team can do
Everybody
it.
says this is what I got to do a presentation. I can't do that.
No,
Steve and Gina said have some water
right. So you want to keep,
and make your presentation quick.
yes.
And so stay with the proven action plan. Stay with it. That's why it's there. If you pay attention right now, Steve and Gina have, at least as of the end of Friday, 10 presidential directors. Nobody has 10 but them.
Yes.
Their plan is working. If you want the best chance to grow and develop, now all these other people have been in for 18 years ahead of him.
Yeah.
And he's only been in 4. And he's got 10. And nobody else has 10 that go with him all over the world. Do you understand that that is an amazing accomplishment for one person? But he's developed 10 more. And there's a bunch coming up right behind them. So that is a statement to his proven
Yes.
plan of action. And so new ideas will just waste time and energy. Follow the plan. Don't quit on your job too soon. There's people that say, oh, I love this and I'm going to quit my job and just do this.
No,
Don't
you
do
gotta
that.
have a stable business. And if you came to us and I can see your business, I would tell you, not until you're at a certain level that money is coming in on a consistent basis, that you can cover your bills,
There has to be layers of
yes.
backup
So you
in
want to
your
make sure that's
your
really important. And we
plan.
don't want anybody to be in that position and fail. We want you to succeed. So that's really important.
So one other thing that they said, once your income on LifeWave is 3 times what your other income is, that's when you start considering it.
Yes.
So experience, especially somebody else's experience, prevents mistakes. So
Yeah.
If there's a certain door, when you close it, it always catches fingers. You tell somebody when you close that door, make sure you hold it this way. It's better their fingers, not your fingers. And so use a built-in mentor that's in your upline who is dedicated to assisting you. Nobody can make any money in this business unless they help you make money.
Yes.
And nobody like you can make money unless you help other people make money. And so the mentoring part comes naturally, because as you learn to help others make money, that's when you make money. So it's a built-in mentor with successful people, because until you've become successful at something at a certain level, you haven't proven that you can mentor yet.
Yes.
So cloning yourself just like your leader helps you succeed. Think about it. Imagine you being Steve Merritt or Gina Merritt. And I can't tell you how much they make because I'm not allowed, but it's a lot more than you might imagine. Daily Daily income producing actions result in success, not just daily activities. Don't practice what doesn't work, practice what does work. Income producing activities. And honesty, ask yourself if someone would be willing to duplicate you. Ask yourself, am I somebody that somebody should be duplicating? And if not, make some changes in how you're working your business. You cannot inspire somebody if you are not inspired.
Absolutely.
That's a simple thing to understand. Find 10 people like you on your team. And if you don't have 10, keep sifting through the rubble until you find 10 out there that are going to join your team and be like you. 5 left, 5 right will change your life. Actually, 2 left and 2 right will change your life if they're actively producing and actively pursuing this business. And work with those that are ready now. All those people that say, well, I need to think about it, and there's a few things I need to finish in my life before. Don't spend your time chasing that person. You want to run with those that are ready to run because you need to get your business built. It's like we've always used the analogy that when the airplane and the little oxygen mask pops down out of it, the instructions are put your mask on first and then put your kid's mask on, because you might be passing out and not be able to put anybody's mask on.
Right.
So get your business built first.
Yes.
Build with the people that are ready to go now. And then they'll build your business. Then you can come back and help anybody you want because you'll be set.
So this is the book, the This Is It action plan. And I encourage all of you to get it if you don't have it. Again, you can get it on the thisisitteam.com under shop. It should be there. Like I said, I understand that the shop opened today. It had been closed because of the convention, but
everything was at the convention.
Everything was there, but now it should be open. And you should get this because this is Steve and Gina's experience of almost 40 years in the industry. They wrote every single word. We were witness of that because we were with them when Steve was there trying to type it. And then when he would finish a section, he would send it to us and to some of the other leaders, and we would sit there and proofread page after page. So listen, this is Steve every word. This is not Chat GPT writing it. No, this is Steve and Gina Merritt writing every single word.
Just to give you an idea of how committed they are, they flew in, landed. The next day, they needed to be in Orlando for the Orlando presentation, the Winter Park meeting. Gina drove. Steve's on the laptop in the front seat, typing that book. They get there. They do the presentation. The next day, they're supposed to be in Sarasota. So they figure, let's just go to Sarasota. And so Steve's typing till 3 a.m. when they get to Sarasota. They sleep for a couple hours. He gets up and he's typing. Then they go to the presentation meeting, and he brings his computer and waiting for the thing to start, he's typing. When we left him, they were sitting at a table and chair at that hotel.
We left him at almost midnight. And at 2:20 in the morning, I get a text from her. We were driving back to West Palm. I just wanted to make sure you guys were okay and everything was going good. And I said, yeah, we're doing great. We're almost home. And I said, and where are you guys? And she said, exactly in the same table, exactly in the same chair that you left us, because we got to get this finished to take it to the printer. So that's the kind of commitment. And so don't take it lightly, because this is something that's really going to help you.
Now, Mike Hernandez is really making this business pop right now. And he recommends this book.
We're going to get it. We haven't started it yet, but you can find it on Amazon. You can find it on Audible. You can find it, used. It is an incredible book. And it is the most complete blueprint to build.
He told Carmen he's on his 3rd time reading it.
Right. So
if he's going to
we're going to start to read it, and I encourage you guys to get it and and let's read it together because it just the parts that I've seen are pretty amazing.
So I want to thank you guys for all your time tonight. We did spend a little bit of it, but
I wanted,
anybody,
yeah, I wanted to open the mics because, we had a lot going on this past week. And first, I'd like the people that were at the convention or that were on the virtual, if you could share a little bit of, what you experienced. Um, and then anybody have any questions, we'll be more than happy to, stay and answer them. Just so that you can share your experience with the group. Anybody
Just
have
real quick, what was the name of that book?
Building an Empire?
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
But you want the author?
I'll give you that here. Hang on a second.
There it is.
They can't see that.
Brian Carruthers.
Carruthers. Carruthers.
Brian. And
Brian
it's
Carruthers.
BRIAN. Building an Empire. Next level. Because this is his I think his second edition or something. Okay. Anybody want to say? I see B. I see your Jack.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead, Jack.
Okay. I just want to encourage everybody the next time everybody go to this meeting because it's off the chain. You can't put it into words to somebody. You can't bring it home and say, "Hey, this is what happened." It's not the same. You need to be there this next time and just it's part of your business. Show up for your business. That's just part of the life of it.
Yes.
But it was phenomenal. I never seen anything like it. It was probably the best convention I've ever been to.
Yes.
It was just totally off of the chain.
Somebody came up to me and said, I've been in this industry a long time and I've been to a lot of corporate conventions and I've never been to a convention like this. This was unbelievable. And when you hear that from somebody that's been in the industry, you realize that corporations don't even put events like this together. So
Right.
it puts it in a different level. And let me tell you, David Schmidt is stepping up his game because when he saw the Merits convention, he thought, I better get going on this because these people are not making me look too good, And so he is definitely, stepping it up.
Oh yeah.
But
it was great.
Just on that note, just so you guys know, I see, yes, it changed my life and also Lemuels. Yeah, this is Enola saying that. The corporate convention is coming up, guys, October 15th through the 17th in Anaheim, California. I encourage all of you, please, let's get together. Tomorrow, I'm going to spend some time looking at the hotels and I'm going to be putting information.
There's like 4 hotels almost touching the convention center.
And so I'm going to get some prices and I'll put it down for you guys. And then you pick, whichever hotel you want to go to. But for those of you that are brand new that have enrolled since end of November of 2025 until now, the price is $149. Sorry. On the website, it says $289 now. But David said that he was going to honor that. Anybody that enrolled this year, he was going to let him have it for the $149, which was the early bird. Okay. So that's really great that he's doing that. But if you have been in before that, then it's $289. But reach out to me because there's people that bought multiple tickets that now can't go, or they can't get their visas because they're coming from out of the country, and we can still probably get tickets that we could transfer. Okay, so there's a deadline for that too, and I will find out what that deadline is tomorrow. But reach out to me if you're interested in coming. I suggest, if you're serious about this business, come and see corporate. Come and hear David so that you can see what's coming, so that you can be there and feel that energy and feel that experience and meet people from all over the world. It's a little different than the This Is It team
Steve
convention.
and Gina teach you specifically how to build your business. Corporate teaches you what's going on
within
within
yeah.
corporate. so that you get an idea of the longevity that you have with the company, get an idea of the products that may be coming in the future. We heard about water in 2022 when we went to
No,
our first one.
23.
2022, we went to our first one. They gave, remember he was talking
Oh,
about
that's right. Well,
the
he
infused
he
water
started
with
it. Yes,
frequencies, and
you're right.
that was where he was beginning. And so 4 years, and then he brought it out. So he's got stuff that he's working on already. He already told us sometime in the spring that you guys are going to be surprised when I show you in Anaheim. Well, is there more to take? I don't know,
I
but
don't know.
he's
It just keeps getting better and better. So all I know is that we're gonna be there. We're not missing it. And and let us know if you're interested in going because we're gonna, do stuff as a group and all that and
one more.
and have a lot of fun.
Also, Steve has rented a room. The last day of the convention is Saturday. So Steve has rented a room Sunday,
Sunday.
all day for us to go and get business training with whatever David Schmidt
Yes.
tells us about.
Yes.
Because Steve knows how to do all the strategies to work it into your business. So
And that's free,
there's
so
nothing to pay
there's
for
nothing
there.
to
You're
pay.
already there.
Yeah.
You're just going to delay your plane flight until either Sunday night or Monday morning.
Exactly.
So it's going to be really good because you get David Schmidt telling you what his plans are, and you get Steve telling you how to work that into your business.
Yes. Okay, B, I see your,
Okay.
Yeah,
you want to share something?
you can hear me.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what we were talking about last night, and
Yes.
you mentioned that I should tell everybody in this group that one of the things that about network marketing and this particular team is that I feel that 50% of the reason I do it is the community, because it has been since 2009 that I met you guys, that I met Steve and Gina, that I met Matt and Kim and other people that were involved. And we're friends. We are like a family. And so it's important that you find out from people, what do they want when they, what's the reason that you would do this? And some people just need this, right? Besides making money, they need the community. It's really important. To me, it's meaningful. So that's what we were talking about last night.
Thank you for sharing that because it is a very important part. Um, you know, uh, we've been with some of you for many years,
Yeah.
in our previous company, and we don't take that lightly. And the truth is that it is a family. I mean, I can't imagine not having you guys in my life. I mean, we've gone through a lot together, and when this
Your
came,
Christmas list does grow.
anyways, but the thing is that you know what, it is a family and we all support each other, and when you have good times in your life and you have bad times in your life, we still all support each other, and that's very important. And I appreciate you sharing that, B, because I think it is a big part, the community, the getting together. One of the things that COVID taught us was that when they isolated everybody, what happened? People, died. People got so sick mentally because they didn't have the connections of their family or their friends around, right? And and it's important that we have that, and we don't take that lightly. So when you reach out to somebody, especially people that are elderly, that maybe their family is not close, this is the family. We cheer everybody
There's
on.
a lot of love that's shared around.
Yes, yes. And so if you guys know us, we try and celebrate everything. No matter what it is, we celebrate it. So anyways, Manuel, you want to say something?
I'm the new kid. I'm the new kid in the block.
Huh?
I'm the new kid of the block.
You're the new kid on the block, yes.
So you guys, I had a wonderful time being there with you guys at Orlando. B was wonderful, of course. David and Carmen, and I also met Cindy and Jack. I'll be having someone calling you, Jack, soon, and all the rest of you guys. And thank you so much for everything, Carmen and David. You guys are amazing. Okay, if it wasn't for you guys, I would not be here right now.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for all that, and we just got to keep on moving this up. And I have Jim here with me right now, so he's been listening to all these things over here, and he's excited about it. He also wants to go to 1-star manager and then 2-star and so on and so forth. So we're focusing on this, and we thank you so much for all your helps.
Listen, we're just beginning. And Jim, it's so nice to see your face because we hadn't had a chance to see you. I know Manuel talks about you, and I'm excited that you have joined our group. And you know what? We're gonna get you off the ground just like we did with Manuel. And you have somebody with you that now has walked it in a very short period of time. So he can show you, grab you by the hand and say, okay, this is what we're doing, because one thing I have to say about Manuel, he's been very good at following what we've been telling him. He's been very good at that. And, uh, when you first begin this journey, you really don't know what to do, right? So it's kind of overwhelming because the technology itself is overwhelming. And then David Schmidt, when he starts giving explanations, well, that's overwhelming. And then you got, the business, and that's overwhelming. And before you know it, you've got people that are like, what the heck? What do I do first? So, it's like one foot in front of the other. You know that song that the snowman, sang at Christmas? One foot in front of the other. That's what we're doing. Keeping it simple. We're not going to teach you how to get to 1-star director. You got to get to 1-star manager first. And then once you do that, we continue. And that's really it. And
I think the action plan is so cool. When you become a 1-star manager, that's 1 and 1. Well, now you know how to help somebody else become a 1-star manager.
yes,
And
exactly.
you just do the same thing you just did, and you become a 2-star manager. And so it's building from your previous little steps of success.
Yes.
And so to be a director, you just got to have a couple of 2-star managers, and you're there.
Step at a time. So very excited for you, Manuel. And I know that you're coming to California with us. Jim, it'd be great if you could come. Manuel, I know, is going to be talking to all of you on that.
Again, like this convention, there was plenty of walking because the convention center was big. California
is the same.
Yeah, because your hotel is right near
It's bigger, right?
Yeah, you'll be walking, and then the restaurants are a couple blocks down the street.
Yeah, we'll be walking.
Yeah, they'll be walking.
So you'll get your exercise in for
Wear
sure.
comfortable shoes,
Yes.
girls.
And we can go to Disneyland as well, right?
It's right across the street. Well, you're gonna go. You're going with a VIP for sure. But yes,
Wow.
it's right across the street.
Yeah, you'll be coming in a day early.
Well, some people are taking their kids. Some people are, taking advantage of the fact that they're there, or their grandkids. So all that's.
I'll be right with you guys out there. Okay, I'll be right there with you guys.
We're gonna have fun. This California trip, I promise you, we're gonna make it fun. So, anybody else? Thank you, Manuel. It was nice meeting you, Jim.
Nice meeting you. Thank you.
Anybody else want to say anything?
Sue's open.
Sue?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes.
Oh, okay, because I'm in my car coming back from Linda's house and my sister's. So,
yes.
Yeah. It's just extremely important. I'm so amazed that I had so many people. I used to go to conventions with by myself, well, not by myself, but I had no downline. And then all of a sudden I get there and I'm like, I have 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's amazing how your business does grow. And it's very important to keep connected, keep watching WhatsApp so that you know what's going on, and reading the book of the month and all that. So, but the convention was off the chart. I mean, it was unbelievable. So,
what was your favorite? What was your favorite part, Sue?
Oh dear.
Do you have a favorite?
Let me see. I don't know. Not really. I'm trying to pay attention to my driving here. I don't know. It's just a lot of it is the community and all the 3-star presidential their speeches and everything were so helpful and so outstanding. To see all the top people up there and giving us little nuggets and stuff. I mean, I don't think other companies do any of that. And I am so amazed that just like, it's just like little Steve and Gina have this huge convention. I mean, corporations have conventions, not just you and me type people, you know what I mean?
I told them, I was telling Steve, I said, next year, we need to videotape everything from the beginning of putting this event together so you guys could see the background of what takes place, because you would not believe the effort and the work that goes into this. And I thought it would be great if you guys could see that from the time that they're loading the trucks. Well, not even that, from the time that Gina was ordering. You realize she had to pre-plan all of this, order all of this. Mia, their daughter, designed
It's
all the
amazing.
t-shirts, designed all the hats, designed all the stuff that people wanted. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And then
Every
that's
video you
before
watch,
they ever even got there. All of this had to be pre-planned, packed, all of this. And then you get there. And then, I said to Steve, I said, when I walked into that store, I looked around, because I was in the retail business. So that always, impresses me. And I looked around and I saw all of that laying all over those tables and how it was set up. And I thought, this is an A1 operation. I don't care. If you walked in here like we did before it ever even opened and we got to see that, it was like, wow. And this one, he had been working for days, getting everything prepared. And he was amazed, weren't you, when you saw it put together, even after you were working?
I helped set it up.
Yeah.
And I wasn't until Mia mentioned that, those little cards that you pass out patches with?
Yes.
They're color coordinated with the banners.
Everything matched.
The banners matched. The tablecloths matched. You could have, if you just wanted pink, there was pink. If you wanted black, they got black. If you wanted blue, there was blue. And everything matched so that when the people got to your house, it was like, oh, I'm in the right place because I got this color already.
Right.
And I never thought of that before, but she did.
But she did. I mean, to that extent.
That was amazing that they all matched. I did buy a tablecloth.
You did get the tablecloth. Yeah, you got the orange one, right?
Yeah.
When we were setting up,
I didn't get to the tablecloths. They were gone by the time I was able to go in there. All of that was already gone.
Yeah,
so
they were only like $35 or something.
Yeah, but they were beautiful.
Oh wow! And they had different things on them. So
yes,
when we were setting up, the doors were locked, and there was about 40 people ripping boxes and throwing them over here, going over there. And they had one room the size of the store and another room the exact same size with all of the boxes that we
had to open to put it out.
And pallets full of stuff. And it was crazy. And so all that sound system that they had in the hall, they were setting up Cypress Room 1 and 2 with round tables for our dining experience. And in Cypress 3, all of that stuff that was hanging in the air was down on the floor. And they're attaching equipment and attaching spotlights and attaching sound speakers to it. And those people were all hired. All of them. They weren't part of the hotel. No. Steve and Tina hired all of them.
Yeah.
The people that did the production for the virtual were a separate entity.
Company altogether.
And they paid a lot of money to make all that happen so that their team can have the best opportunity to learn what they need to learn to advance. And I'm telling you, I've got a clue what they spent, but I don't know how much they spent. Yeah. But it was
crazy.
Just under $1 million.
Yes.
I can't even imagine. I mean, the extent of, it's a family thing. It's not a corporation that's doing all this.
No, it's them and their kids and their son-in-laws and the grandkids. You saw the 2 grandkids. They were out there. They had the grandkids in the store, and little MJ said, Papa, we have to talk because you're paying me $5 an hour.
I'm the cheapest
And I'm
person
the
in there.
cheapest person you have here. All these
Well,
people get paid, and you're only giving me $5 an hour. I think we need to talk. That was his grandson. It was really cute.
So he wrote a contract and
He
gave it
wrote
to
a
Steve.
contract and gave it to his grandfather so that his pay would go up, you know. So anyways,
I did wanna. I did. This is Tina. Can I
yes,
share
Tina.
something?
Yes,
I did
honey.
want to share. I mean, being on the virtual, I liked it because sometimes when I'm in big crowds, I get overwhelmed or I can't hear everything over just the noise around. And you can tell Steve and Gina that like they're I mean, I know they probably know already, but the company who did do the virtual, it was really incredible because you would you knew that the applauds were coming up and and there was roaring and everything, but the people who did the virtual did a really good job on they cut that out. So, and not in a bad way, like you would hear it ramp up but then they would cut it out immediately so you could hear everything that was being said and you didn't miss anything from the virtual. And I just wanted to share because I mean I was just writing all kinds of stuff. And I just wanted to share for people who are trying to build this as a business. One of the things that really impressed me, and I think we all have to remember, is that everybody really does want the lifestyle that this business can provide. If you put the time into the business, that is something that everybody wants. And I think sometimes we do get it down to that one moment, and I forget who it was saying all this. I'm sure if I went back in my notes I could figure it out, but basically that this is a lifestyle. Everybody wants the lifestyle, and we just have to show them how to get from, and myself included, I have to get from here to there, but and show other people how to get from here to there. But that is sometimes I think when we're in the small of it trying to share or feeling scared or hesitant, I've got to remember, because for me being a scientist, I love the science of it and how well it works. But we have to remember too that this really, I mean, people really do want it. It's not just about the money, but they do want, as y'all alluded to tonight, they do want the community. They do want the relationships. They do want the inspiration. They want the lifestyle, which I think Steve and Gina have presented out there about as good as it could be done. They want the lifestyle. They want the family. They want the influence. They want the money. They want to help people have that too. And I think I know I can get scared and forget that yes, you're sharing this one little thing with this one little person, but you gotta realize that person really does want a lifestyle that's bigger and better.
Tell me, Tina, Sunday service, was that on the virtual?
It was not, and I did not see it till later, but apparently they did put it on YouTube. So I don't know if it probably still is on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube to see it. I didn't see that notification soon enough to watch the YouTube live on YouTube, but I think it is on YouTube. So I missed that, unfortunately, because I wanted to hear Steve and Gina's story.
It was amazing.
People were saying, how can they be so humble
Yeah.
and share the worst moments of their life and how Christ has helped
pretty
them
amazing.
and still be the leaders like this. I mean, no leader wants to have that image of not being perfect, and they proved to people, they proved we're not perfect. We're just working really hard at this. And Steve, he says, look, if you really look at me, you see a misfit. And if a misfit can do what I'm doing, you can too, because a lot of you aren't as bad as us. And that's Steve's take on it.
Yes. And talking about the virtual, I want to make sure anybody that was there in person, you should have received an email that had the link for you to be able to watch the virtual, because you have, the 40 45 days. Okay, we did not receive the email. I know there were some of you that did not. If you did not receive an email that has it, then we need to contact them to make sure that you get it. I will be doing that tomorrow.
I would write to Mia, M-I-A, at stevemerritt.com and let her know.
Yes.
Because she's pretty much the mastermind of who's got to do everything. And Steve and Gina, they call her, 20 times a day. Hey, we need this. Hey, we need that. And
I don't know how that girl functions.
and
She
she's
has
got
three
kids
little
in
kids.
national competition
Yeah.
for diving. She's a mother of 3, and she still manages all of that. And I'm changing her name from Mia to Amazing.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
Mia.
She definitely has Gina's trait as getting stuff done for sure.
There's no excuses.
No excuses. I mean,
And I'm telling you,
that girl didn't sleep, I think, for 4 days before this convention.
I worked from 7 until 9, and she goes, "We don't need you." And so the next morning I came and I said, "So what time did you quit?" She said 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I said, "You let me go at 9." She goes, "Yeah, we didn't need you. I just needed the few people that I needed."
Yes. So amazing.
Long hours.
Yes. So anybody else want to say something?
Thank you.
Aw.
Thank you.
Guys.
Hi, Mama. Amy
Yeah,
here wants some Abdo.
Let's
Hey,
make
baby girl.
hey, Amy.
Hi.
Let's
So
make
I just
this
drove.
week.
I just drove back from Fort Worth because I spent the day with my goddaughter who moved to Dallas recently, or Fort Worth,
Yes.
and I got to listen to the whole call today. Yay!
Okay.
And thanks, you guys. You guys did a great job. And I know you recorded it, so I'd love to get some of those screenshots.
Yes.
And I was on the virtual, and I got to watch church, and all of that was amazing. And I do believe that you can still get the church somewhere because it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
So good. And I was on the edge of my seat. I had people at my house all weekend from my team, and so it was great. Even though I wasn't with you guys, it was still great. Always do at least do the virtual. So that's what I
Yes,
have to
and
say.
do what you did.
Yeah.
If you can't be in person,
Have
open
some
up your
people
house
over.
and have people from your
Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
to experience it with you.
So it was fun.
That's what I encourage you guys to do. Also for January when they do this virtual, okay?
Yeah.
Pack your house out.
Yes.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna pack the new Summer Beach house.
Last night we had 20 people here, and I was thinking, how did I do 65? I did 65 people in this house.
I think there was people everywhere. Even in the kitchen. I had sat down in the kitchen. I don't know.
Buy a new house.
But anyways, but you know what? We get it done. And that's the important part. So Cindy, I saw you. Cindy, you want to share something?
I just want to say thank you for everything. And I'm so glad I went. And it was so nice to see everybody that I've seen before and met and had conversations with, and new people that were there as well. And it was amazing. And it's life-changing. It hasn't been something that I could jump into when I got back from the trip, because I'd get right in the work grind of my 8 to 5, and this would just kind of fade away a little bit. But now I'm totally focused, and I'm so glad I have the replay, and it's on. And thank you so much for everything.
Do you think it was worth the expense that you had? Because you flew from out of state. And yes, you thought, okay,
Totally.
that's important. I want to make sure you guys, get your feedback, because especially when you're flying from other places and you're not just driving, you have added expense that others don't have, right? So it's important that, that we keep that in mind. But I always tell people, look, if you're serious about building the business, the people that are building the business and having success are all going to be there.
Exactly.
So if you want to learn how to build the business, you need to see it. You need to, whether it's virtual or in person, it doesn't matter, but you've got to be a part of it. And that is the key here. And however you get there, whether it's virtual or in person or however, you just need the information. And that's the important thing. So I hope you guys, some of you decide to join us in California. We're very excited about that. Again, look on the WhatsApp. I'll be posting information regarding that. And anybody that wants to go, Janet Jackson's the entertainer this year. So we are going to be having fun, and we're going to be dancing. And,
there you go, Sue.
And enjoying the moment. Last year we had Elton John, And that was amazing. And we had the Doobie Brothers. And that was unbelievable too, to see them live.
The year
And
before,
the year before, we had Maroon
Blues-
5,
the Blues Brothers.
and Gwen Stefani.
Mhm.
And wow, all, when you think about it, some of these people, like even Elton John,
Only $1 million to show up.
to for you to go to one of his concerts, somebody was saying they saw him somewhere and they paid over $500 just to see him. Okay,
Mm.
so your ticket to go to
With
conference
half of that.
includes that, right?
Mhm.
So many of us spend money going to concerts. We spend this, crazy money. So why not spend the money to forward your life, right? To empower yourself, to put yourself in a place that's going to allow you to win.
That was the key thing that I got from this convention, that this business isn't about selling stuff to people. It's about your development to become the kind of person that everybody wants to be with. And as you develop yourself to be like that, then your business starts to grow while you just are living your life. And so like today, we were at a flea market,
That's
and
where we met that couple.
and they were standing next to us buying a hat.
Yeah,
and I
but
was going,
you want to know why I thought they were the couple we needed to talk to? You all are gonna laugh when I tell you this. You know the what is it, Tesla? The Tesla pickup truck. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So we're at this flea market, and this truck pulls up, and it's this truck. And the guy has Trump,
a statue of the
of Trump,
bust of Donald Trump
as his
hood ornament.
hood ornament, right? So he pulls into this flea market with this truck and the hood ornament. So I looked at David and I said, I don't know who's in that truck, but whoever gets out of that truck, we're gonna go meet him, because first of all,
He's not bashful.
the truck is not a cheap car, and second of all, this man's got something going for him, because he didn't care. He had that hood ornament, and he has some kind of a picture of Trump on one of his
To
windows
make it look like
to
he's
make it
inside
look like
waving.
he's inside waving. So when he moves, the thing moves. Anyways, I said to Dave, we've got to find out who is in that truck, right? So we wait for him to get out, and it's this man and this woman. So they're just looking around. The flea market was already over, and and so we said, okay, how are we going to talk? We make it fun, So we said, okay, how are we going to talk to him? Okay, well, we're going to have to talk to him about Trump, because obviously he loves Trump. So maybe that's our key. So we're going through one of the aisles, and sure enough, there he is with his girl that he's with, and he's buying hats, and he's gonna give them to people and all this stuff, and he's buying all this stuff. And we started talking, and one thing led to another, and he saw the pouch, and he asked me about it. And I said, okay, this is the opening moment, So David started talking to him. I mean, we talked to him for maybe 10 minutes. He says, hey, I really like you guys. How about we go to lunch? Do you have any plans for lunch? And we said, no.
Where can we get some good
where-
seafood
he goes,
around
let's
here?
get some seafood. So we end up meeting him for lunch. We sit there, and he tells us all, we're talking to him, and he's telling us about his business. And this man is very, very well connected, has multiple businesses. He's a developer. He's building resorts in the Caribbean islands, and he's telling us all about this. And he kept saying, that patch really sounds interesting. Okay, so he's talking, and he keeps
Make sure you send me
Make
that
sure you
information.
send me that
Here's
information
my
about the
cell
patch.
phone. And make sure you write something in your message so that it's not just eliminated with the
Yes.
other text messages.
So total stranger, guys, total stranger. And we just made it a game as to how are we going to talk to this man.
I hope that man and I hang out together.
Well, he
I
was a
don't
lot
care
of
what he's
fun.
got.
You guys
He
are
was
going to meet
fun.
him. He's coming in our business. There's no doubt about that.
And I told him, why don't you come over to my house so we can.
And so
You
he
know, he's
lives
a
in
Florida boy, I'm a
Ponce
Florida boy.
Inlet. He lives over in Ponce Inlet. And anyways, just a fun couple, and I just I know that they're going to get in, because he's all into being younger and acting younger, and and his girlfriend was
The proof
saying,
is his girlfriend's half his age.
yes, and so she was saying he's very immature for his age, but that's why we get along so great. Anyways, and I said, what made you put that hood ornament on your car? He goes, why not? He goes, I'm free to do what I want. I can do that, and it's a statement, and I want people to know that you can have whatever you want. And so you just never know where you're going to meet
He
people.
tells me, I'm going to give you this card. It's my card.
Oh yeah.
If you're in trouble with her, go to the top. The
Yeah.
top is my club I've got in
He's got a club in Nashville,
Tennessee.
a blues club in Nashville.
And he said, and she'll love it. It'll be great.
So you take her there and she'll forget that she's mad at you. You just call me and
But
say,
if you
I'm coming.
really get in trouble, go to the one at the bottom. It's a island resort in Costa Rica.
No, in Mexico. No, Mexico. He said it's a private island. He says, you call me and
I'll have the limo pick you up at the
pick you up.
airport, and I'll have the boat take you over to the island, and then everything's really beautiful there, and she'll forget she's mad.
Yeah, she'll forget she's mad at you. And if that doesn't work, okay, well then you have to call me, and we're gonna have to really work at it, because if those two things don't work, then we got to work.
He said, I've got places in St. Thomas. I got places.
So he builds resorts. That's what he does. And so very interesting, you see. So you just never know who you're gonna meet. Okay. And
so to me, that was a statement that her and I are starting to learn. What they've been trying to teach us is to be attractive to other people and attract them to you.
But I want to say something else, okay? Because, and I'm going to leave you guys with this, because we also met a guy this week, and I know I talked to some of you about it. And he was in a restaurant. He was a waiter, great personality, very outgoing, late at night. And this guy was just, very bubbly. And David said to him, why are you so happy?
At the point of mopping the floor.
Yeah, why are you so happy? It's late at night. Most people want to leave. And he said, well, it's kind of a long story, but I was given 2 months to live. And it's been 9 years ago. So I celebrate every day as if it was my last day. And I don't care what happens. I try to have a positive attitude about it. So I thought, wow, that's different. You don't mind that. So he kept coming back to the table, talking to us. And I said, you know what? I said, with somebody with that kind of attitude, you would do very well in our business. And he goes, well, what's your business? I said, you see that? That's our business. Well, what is that? So we just told him a little bit about it. He says, listen, I'm off on Thursday. I really want to know about this. Here's my phone number. He gives his number to Dave. And before we were home, he had already texted us saying he could meet us, at these times on Thursday.
And he's got a location.
He already had the location picked, where to meet him, everything. So we go meet this guy, and he's Brazilian. And he's telling us a little bit about himself, and we're talking, and he's telling us about his wife. We got to meet his wife. Anyways, lovely couple. And I said, I got to tell you. I said, my husband and I, we pray every day for God to bring us the people he wants us to meet. And that day when we met you late at night, and we really feel that there was a connection there that was kind of an odd connection.
Quick.
He says, well, what you didn't know is that my wife and I had gotten on our knees and prayed for an opportunity to come our way. And you answered our prayer. Guys, don't take it lightly, because that guy and his wife have huge dreams. And they're going to do very well, once they get going with us. And so we didn't know that. We're just doing our job. We're just, telling people, we're just trying to meet new people. So when somebody says to you, oh, I don't know anybody, I already exhausted all my friends and family, I can't find anybody. Don't allow yourself to believe that, because there's people out there like that gentleman saying to us, you didn't know that we prayed for this opportunity and God has delivered it. So think about that while you go to bed tonight, and let's start this week and have some fun. Okay? We
All
love
right.
you guys. Thank you so much. I know we went late tonight, but we had a lot to cover.
We appreciate all of you sharing your
Thank
thoughts.
you. Have a
Okay,
great
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
God bless
Bye.
you.
Okay.
God bless
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Night.
Sweet dreams.